Okay, this is the second video in part two, where we're looking at the individual political, economic, and social ideas of the Enlightenment. So, this video is going to focus on the new economic ideas. And these new economic ideas are going to promote individualism, rights, and self determination. So, just to review, we're focusing on answering the essential question: how did the Enlightenment shape the intellectual and the ideological thinking that affected political and economic reform after 1750? So, literally, we're going through and we're identifying and describing the new economic ideas and how they promoted individualism, individual rights, and self determination. Another thing, please make sure that you remember to associate specific ideas and the people that came up with them. So, economically, the Enlightenment is going to attack mercantilism. And mercantilism is attacked because everything in mercantilism essentially focuses on the power of the state. It absolutely takes any freedom and any idea of individual wealth, instead arguing that the state is more important than the individual. So mercantilism is bad because it doesn't allow for these things. It allows no economic freedom. If another country sold things that was cheaper or of better quality, it was illegal to buy it. It basically controlled all the markets and all the business decisions from the crown and not by the individual. And really did not allow an individual, unless they were selected as the monopoly, to really prosper. So the guy that's associated with the new economic ideas is going to be Adam Smith. Adam Smith is known as the father of capitalism. And in the book, The Wealth of Nations, he argues that a monarch should not control the economy, that there are natural laws, natural forces, which regulate the economy, and through this regulation, make sure it's profitable and wealth is spread to a majority of the people. This natural force is called the invisible hand. Now, what the invisible hand actually is, it's the demand from you or I. Let me give you an example. If Governor Kemp decides that the only drink that can be sold in stores is Coca-Cola because it's a Georgia company and supporting a Georgia company makes Georgia more profitable, even though it would bring in a great deal of wealth, the problem is it would take away your individual decision. Let's say you don't like Coca-Cola. Let's say you'd rather drink something else. Well, that's now illegal. And even if you were to get Pepsi, Gatorade, whatever you want to drink, I'm not going to get into the big list, that would be illegal. The other thing is that because people are being forced to buy something they didn't want, they would buy less of it. So Smith is arguing that the best and the most profitable economies promote this individualism and protect people's right to buy what they want because A, that's how people spend the most money, and because money is involved, this would promote the best innovation. Another way to look at it is that under capitalism, an individual known as an entrepreneur basically controls the means of production and pays the workers and makes profits and reinvests those profits. By this, everybody essentially has more money to spend. So when we kind of look at the big picture, how is mercantilism and capitalism different? Well, first of all, mercantilism really focuses on the good of the state, where capitalism focuses on the good of the individual. That the government is very involved in a mercantile economy and not so much involved in a capitalist economy. This is a concept called laissez-faire that we'll talk about a little bit later. Now, a mercantilist government advocates a monopoly, meaning that those joint stock companies were given a monopoly to do what they wanted, where capitalism advocates competition because competition brings out the best businesses. Mercantilism discourages spending by you and I because essentially it makes us buy things we don't want and it really discourages the flow of money in the form of gold and silver to other nations. Whereas capitalism encourages spending because the more you spend, the more money that circulates and the economy grows. So, in this video, we focused on the economic, intellectual, and ideological thinking that affected economic reform, capitalism. So, our main idea here is Adam Smith's Capitalism and how it was a direct attack on mercantilism, promoting individual choices in the economy, allowing people to buy what they want, and ultimately determine not only what they could buy and sell, but the amount of wealth that they had.